plan on looking for a job when you leave here, you have to think about this as well. Facebook rants carry a hefty price. Ever ranted on Facebook? Maybe posted a snide comment or two. Most of us have and never thought anything of it. But it will come back to bite you. How Facebook can get you fired. Colorado gravedigger fired for dancing on graves. This guy wanted to enter a local contest. A local TV station was saying, make a video of yourself doing air guitar. So he was a real gravedigger. So he took the shovel, started dancing on top of a grave and was, doing his thing. Submitted it in there. Somebody saw it on YouTube and reported him. He not only got fired, but he didn't win either. Over a third of young people experience cyber shame after posting embarrassing photos online while drunk. Deleted Facebook photos still viewable 3 years later. So if you've deleted photos within the past 3 years and thinking that they're gone, they're still there. Offensive tweets lead to expulsion of star. Uri Wright, one of the best high school cornerbacks in the country, has spent most of his senior year trying to decide what college to attend. This weekend, because of his own Twitter account, he has to look for a new high school first. He probably won't get into the college of his dreams either. Twitter secrets for sale. Privacy Row is every tweet for the last 2 years is bought up by a data firm. So if any of you have Twitter accounts, this data firm bought all of the tweets for every account that has been on Twitter for the last 2 years. They're now in their hands. The guidance office, drinking photos plus angry posts equals no internship. What goes on Facebook stays on Facebook forever. Facebook, the tattoo equivalent of the internet. Student looks and goes, what's your point? You really have to be thinking. How many of you are on the Career Athletes site? A lot of you are. It's a great site. I went on and I checked out a bunch of your profiles to see what you have up there. Very professional, very good. That's the way your Facebook profile should be. But on Facebook, you can also have fun. Posting team photos, vacations, family events. I mean, that's the kind of things that you should be putting up there and thinking about. If you have a professional profile up here, you should try and keep your Facebook profile as professional as possible, but still have fun. In the news, Mississippi State Guard Laverne Johnson was fired off a tweet following a loss, complaining about teammates and coaches. He found himself suspended and Twitter privileges were taken away from the entire team. A Berkeley graduate tweeted about her job offer from technology giant Cisco. Now I have to weigh the utility of a fatty paycheck against the daily commute to San Jose and hating the work. She didn't get the job. A university senior tweeted about a clothing store she hated and the bitchy owner. The next day at work, she noticed her boss was acting cold to her. Turned out the boss's sister owned the clothing store and he'd seen her tweet. A group of friends were planning a last-minute trip to Vegas. One of them didn't have any vacation days left, so called in sick to work. One of her friends posted a photo of her on Facebook lounging by the hotel pool and tagged her. When she got back to work, she was handed a box of her things and fired. Another employee who was friends with her on Facebook had told her boss about the photo. Over 1,000 HR managers surveyed by Microsoft admitted to using social network profiles to find information on applicants. 70% of those surveyed admitted to rejecting candidates based on information that they uncovered online. 2011 survey by CareerBuilder.com found that 45% of employers perform online social networking probes, a 22% increase over 2010. Over half of them did not hire a candidate because of what they found online. You really have to start thinking about the future. Yeah, you're having fun while you're here. You're playing on the teams. You're having a great time, but you have to think about what you're posting online can and will affect you in the future.
Status update. Jim is at work early. Mondays are the worst. Status update. I had a lot of fun this past weekend. Met someone really special. Relationship status. I am in a relationship.
Status UGH.
Relationship status. I am now single. Jim, Chad Bauer has requested to be your friend. You have 3 friends in common with Chad Bauer, Jim. Would you like to confirm, deny, or ignore this request? Confirm, I guess. Congratulations, Chad Bauer. Jim, would you like to tell everyone how you and Chad Bauer met? Or would you like to skip this step? Skip. What is this? Jim, someone's throwing you a cocktail. Would you like to throw one back to one of your friends? Sure. Oh, what was that for? Jim, you haven't talked to Chad Bauer for a while. Would you like to reconnect with him? No, look, I have work to do, so if you could just leave me
Jim was so drunk last night that he was hitting on his ex-wife's mother.
Dude, what are you doing? This is right under water.
Oh, that's so inappropriate, James.
Mom?
Wall post. Here's a picture of my son at the beach. Oh, and here's one of him at school. Oh, look at us in Niagara Falls. Oh, his first haircut. His cousin in Lancaster.
Jim, Facebook recommends these 3 people for you to be friends with. They seem to like the same things you like, and one of them even works at the same company as you do. Would you like to confirm, deny, or ignore this friend recommendation?
What status update? I just took the biggest dump of my entire life.
Comment LOL. Jim, would you like to confirm, deny, or ignore that friend recommendation? Jim, here's your chicken for your farm in Farmville. The heck is Farmville? Tag Bob Westheimer just tagged a photo of you. Would you like to see that photo now, Jim? Status update. I'm taking an early lunch.
Hey, why doesn't anybody want to play with me anymore?
How many of you have friends that put way too much online, like I took the biggest dump in history? Same thing on Twitter. You get people that just post everything. I'm standing, I'm sitting, I just burped. I mean, really? Do we really have to know every minute of your life? Some Facebook facts. Facebook has over 800 million members worldwide. Over 50% of them log in every day. More than 60 million status updates are posted daily. People spend over 700 billion minutes per month on Facebook. On average, more than 250 million photos are uploaded per day. An average user is connected to 80 community pages, groups, and events. And there are more than 350 million active users currently accessing Facebook through their mobile devices. People that use Facebook on their mobile devices are twice as active than non-mobile users. Facebook just rolled out over 60 apps for timeline users. And how many of you switched over to timeline? A lot of you? The rest of you? March 31st is the last day. Everyone's being pushed to use timeline now. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a bit. You didn't know that, did you? Everyone is being forced to use timeline, whether you want it or not. But if you guys have notebooks or something with you, when you get it, and if you're not really happy with the layout of it, because I'm not thrilled with it, there's a website called socialfixer.com, and you can remove some of the more obnoxious things and make it look more like the old newsfeed. Socialfixer.com, just in case you guys want to know. A Harvard student's quest. Met a girl at a party, forgot her name, probably because he had too much beer. So the next day I began my quest to find her with 3 extremely helpful pieces of information. She's a Harvard student. She likes to travel, and probably the most important thing, she's female. So ordinarily, with so little to go on, my efforts would have been nothing more than an exercise of futility. But I had an ace up my sleeve, Facebook. After logging onto Facebook.com, I entered Harvard, traveling, girl into the search engine. 108 profiles appeared. After exhaustive examination of all the photos in the profiles, I found her in a group shot. She'd been tagged, but being the guy I am, I wasn't distracted for a second by her friends. I now knew her name, which was a good first step, but knew I needed more. Though her profile did not reveal where she lived, finding out proved to be child's play for an experienced internet stalker such as myself, because she had posted her cell phone number. I entered her area code at whitepages.com and was immediately barraged with pop-up ads for businesses in the Chicago area. Problem solved. She also didn't post her high school, but after inspecting her photo albums, I had a good sense. The high frequency of pastel polo shirts, ribbon belts, and guys with pop collars clearly indicated that, despite hailing from Illinois, she had attended a New England prep school. Her profile also listed her AIM screen name, which I quickly added to my buddy list. I checked her away message, which read, R.I.P. Whiskers, little frowny face. Translation, my pet rodent died, I am frowning. How endearing. Her profile went on to mention that her house at Harvard was in the quad. Finally, having gleaned enough information to make a real move on this girl, I checked her class schedule, which she had also posted, and planned a convenient time and place to accidentally bump into her outside the Science Center at about 11 a.m. So if you see a guy creeping around the Science Center wearing a pink polo shirt with a Chicago Cubs cap and holding a Hallmark, I'm sorry about your dead pet rodent card, wish me luck, but please don't turn me into the police. This guy actually posted this on his blog, and I use it as an example to show how easy it is to find out information about someone that you have very little information on. Last spring, I was approached by Carrie about coming here to speak at WSU, and so at the time, I have two alter egos. I have a male alter ego and a female alter ego, and I decide which one I'm going to use, and then I randomly select students and ask them to be friends. I don't interact. I just see how many of you are accepting complete strangers as friends, then giving me access to everything in your profiles, status updates, basic information, photos, videos, etc., list of your friends. 35 students were asked to be friends of one of my alter egos. This is just the athletics department. How many do you think accepted?
30.
So now, you accepted a complete stranger as a friend. None of you asked who this person was. 57% were females. 75% listed an email address. Over half of them have more than one listed. I don't know why you need more than one email address. 30% listed their cell phone number. So now here's a complete stranger. I've got your cell phone number. Over half listed other social media links, including Twitter, AIM, and Skype. One claims to have 2,914 friends, another 1,838, and another 1,756. I don't know that many people. There's no way on this earth that anyone knows that many people personally. One had 2,279 photos, another 2,118. Yes, I looked at all of them. Would you guys like to see what I found? Yes. Now, before I do, this is what you should not be posting on Facebook, because if you made a complete stranger like me, how do you know that somebody on your friends list isn't somebody here on campus, one of the coaches, law enforcement, a potential employer, maybe one of your relatives, or maybe just somebody who wants to be a bully or a stalker? You have to think about what you're posting online. Just giving the finger over in the corner there. roam the streets of Vegas in search of cocaine and hookers on Thursday. Do you really want that as your status update? And I love how you spell so well at the same time. I should have called it Baga. You know, with all the school shootings that have been in the media lately, unless you have hearing protection on and you're actually at a gun range, it's not a good idea to be posting things like this, seriously. You should think twice about it. You know, this might be a funny thing, but do you really want your niece or your nephew to go to your profile and see something like this in your photos? Do you want a potential employer to see any of this? I mean, you guys really have to think about what you are posting online. I mean, so many of you are posting good photos, you know, games, vacations, just being goofy. I mean, that's the kind of stuff you guys should be posting there. You should not be posting this kind of stuff. This is what timeline looks like, just to give you an idea. You have a big photo here, and then down here is going to be like a square of a smaller photo. Over here are going to be 3 more squares. One's a map, one's a list of your friends, and another one's a list of your photos. What you need to do to make changes is go into account settings and privacy settings. Once you go there, this is going to come up. The first thing is how you connect. Control how you connect with people you know. Click on Edit Settings. For timeline here, what you need to do is go through each one of these because the default, and I've had some people who have been forced into timeline already, and they said that when they went in to check their privacy settings, it had been put back to the default of everyone. So you have to go in and make sure that this is just friends. How tags work. Control what happens when friends tag you or your content. Again, you have to go through each one of these because every time Facebook makes changes, and it drives me